In this video, we will personally rank what I believe to be the top 10 players currently in the competitive Catan scene. Just like the last two lists, there's going to be a few rules to consider. Number 1.
We played once.
I must have personally played with this player at least once, with limited exceptions. Majority of my experience is within the online scene, but in order to give an accurate evaluation, I'd like to disclose information that I've seen firsthand. The few exceptions on this list will be from people with such an overwhelming amount of feats that make this rule possible to ignore, however. Rule number 2.
Has it really been 10 years?
They must either be presently active in the competitive Catan scene or active as of 2023. Players with more notable achievements but no recent activity will be excluded for this reason. Number 3.
It's my list.
This is a personal list, so biased tendencies will come out. But I will be evaluating a number of factors including tournament data, personal experience, and other notable quirks. What fun is a list without honorable mentions? Just like last time, there's a few people on this list that I don't think quite hit the cut, but have a certain twang to them that makes it impossible for me to ignore. Our first honorable mention is Shazzy, also known as Head Honcho or ADOC. Their most notable achievement is beating me in USA Nationals 2023. Kidding. Shazzy is one of the few winners of the King of Catan Premier League, and though is not considered a household name, has multiple feats including winning an official qualifier in 3 different US states, making both IRL Regionals, King of Catan Premier League, and Catan Championship Finals, and placing top seed in USA Nationals 23 with an impressive score of 39 points in 4 games out of nearly 100 people. I distinctly remember sitting across this individual in round 2, stating, "It's nice that I don't know anyone here, it'll be a new experience for me." As I sat, only to conclude with Zhao immediately shaking my hand at the conclusion of the game, introducing himself as the notorious Shazzy. There's footage of our game somewhere online that'll maybe surface one day. Really cool dude, would absolutely love to meet him again. A fun fact about Shazzy is that he is employed as a medical doctor. Too bad we aren't playing Cities and Knights for that medicine card. Our second honorable mention is going to be Rana Jamal, who despite being a newer name to the scene, has several notable accomplishments, all of which were in the King of Catan Discord. Am I showing too much of my personal bias? Maybe. Anyway, Rana Jamal has one of the strongest track records in the King of Catan Discord to this date. With a total of 40 Premier League games played, he has accomplished 17 wins, averaging his percentage to 42. For context, some other players on this list are within 30 to 40. For notable feats, Rana is a 2 times Proven Competitor League finalist, a 1-time finalist for the Premier League, winner of the Bandit Bowl 2, and was ranked number 1 in Premier League Season 13 and Proven Competitor League Season 7. The reason this is notable is that King of Catan's Premier League and Proven Competitor League contain the most tenured and seasoned Catan veterans, making the games here hold significant value. I hold great respect for Rana, as he is one of the most common collected players in the competitive space, while not being a pushover. A fun fact about Rana is that I met and played Catan with him in person at my local board game store in Hawaii while he was on vacation, though I think he was mostly here for the golf. Our third honorable mention goes to Swood. Though some may consider this an odd mention, I hold considerable regard for Swood and his dedication to the scene. At one point I was very irritable to him because I found his analytical mindset in discussions annoying, but I've grown quite fond of how he views the overall scene, and his contributions to it cannot be ignored. Not many have put the time and hours into games and practice like he has, and I'd argue out of this entire list, he's probably put the most time into research and back-end development, always looking to improve and master his games. Notable feats by him include being a finalist in the King of Catan Premier League 15, a finalist in PCL 9, winner of the Catan Community Hexamine Team Tournament, number 1 ranked in Catan Championship Season 27, and a semi-finalist in Catan Player Invitational 3. For notable in-person achievements, he is also a finalist and semi-finalist for Canadian Nationals 2022 and 2024 respectively. A fun fact about Swood is that he used to be a competitive Clash Royale player, and as someone who has invested a ton of time and money into Supercell games, I can appreciate that hustle. As we move on to the top 10, I definitely appreciate if you could show your support via a like and subscribe. It's free and seriously helps the channel a ton, as I aim to upload more frequently. For additional support, drop a comment. I'll be sure to read and reply to each one. Enjoy the rest of the video! Coming in at number 10, we have Griffin. Though my play experience with him is limited, he definitely needs to be included on this list. Most recently being the USA 2023 National Champion, this is one of the biggest feats you can accomplish for in-person events. When I participated in this event, we had almost 100 players sign up, entirely made up of regional winners from other US states. Having Griffin participate and represent the online Discord scene was such an amazing feeling, as we all cheered him on when his game was being broadcasted live. I hope he continues to do just this. Held within the circle of champions, he frequently collaborates with big names like Raymond and Dandy Drew on honing their skill with regular scrimmage games and post-game analysis. Some other notable feats from Griffin involve winning a King of Catan Proven Competitor League season and making finals in several CPI and Catan Championship tournaments. For his fun fact, I find that Griffin is an individual who is not afraid to speak his mind, both in and off the table, and I hold this type of mindset in high regard. Also, his profile picture is rad as hell. Number 9. Delighted. You cannot mention competitive Catan without our beloved content creator. With such a resounding amount of time and effort put into content creation and expanding the scene, Dylan has proven again and again why we love this game. With over 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, he is one of the most influential figures in our community. Dylan is one of the few people in the world that has won US qualifiers in 6 different states, making the finals in countless of others. He has also won 49% in 79 of his Open King of Catan League games, which is one of the highest overall on this list. Known for his dominant table talk, Dylan sees opportunities in the game that others fail to. As someone who has subscribed to his Patreon, this man has knowledge known to very little. Flying around and playing in so many different events ain't a small feat either. He has also achieved Colonist Auto Rank Top 10 and has won several Catan community tournaments. In more recent events, Delighted placed top 4 seed in USA Nationals, placing him in the top 16 out of 100. Though seemingly retired from content creation, it should be known that we, as players and spectators alike, admire you and what you've done. A fun fact about Delighted is that he was a part of the original King of Catan Council, all the way back in 2019. Young man and an old body like myself. Coming in at number 8 is the most handsome individual on this list. I swear I'm straight, guys. Ush Puppy, also known as Pinar Boy or Jack Usher. Being one of the more charismatic players on this list, he offers a significant board presence in every game he plays, playing to his strengths of the social aspect of the game, one thing that I hold value to more than most players. Ush has participated in both US Nationals 22 and 23, making him a multi-US regional winner. One of his strongest feats is being one of the very few that holds a Premier League and Proven Competitor League title in King of Catan, but he has also won several Catan Championship seasons and made the finals in others. Ush makes the game exciting, entertaining, and more importantly, fun for all. I'd weigh his communication skills to be one of the best on this list, and his track record has shown to support this. A fun fact about Ush is that he was once sponsored by Catan to make a TikTok video on its console edition. At number 7 we have MD7. Though I have not personally played with this individual, their stats are notorious in the community. I would refer to MD7 as a human calculator, known for their precise card tracking, decision-making skills, and is one of the few people I'd put faith in beating any future Catan AI that would be made. The main reason I don't put MD7 higher on this list is I feel like their table presence or social game is good, but not to the standards of some of the other players here. However, one thing that I can state is that you'll very rarely find MD7 making blunders in games, whether that may be emotional reactions, suboptimal play-by-plays. They've achieved the best feats in Colonist Auto Rank, achieving top 10 and number 1 repeatedly over hundreds and hundreds of games. And in a 4-player game, over 40% win rate is nothing to scoff at. With 2 Division 1 titles under their belt, on top of placing repeated number 1 seeds in finals, he's proven himself to be worth noting on this list. A fun fact for him is that if I could describe MD7 in one word, it would be consistency. Coming in at number 6, Killa Charisma, or otherwise known as Young Nija. Though mysterious by name, Killa has earned his place in the Hall of Fame, and that shall be brought to light. Sam's notable achievements involve the Holly Base King of Catan tournament, 1v1 rank number 1 in Colonist ranked, top 10 Colonist Universe ranked, top 10 1v1 Colonist ranked, multi-IRL US regional champion, the Mind Sports Olympiad 2020 champion, which involved the highest player count of any Catan event in history. Killa is one of the few people that have been around in the space for as long as I have, and though has not played much recently, flew out to USA Nationals 23 where I got the pleasure to meet him in person. He did not participate, but instead was there to offer advice and encouragement, and was the first person to talk to me at the event after my game concluded. Killa stands undisputed in creativity, and offers some of the most unique insight you'll hear from any individual. A fun fact about Killa is that he does not look like he sounds, and if I had to estimate, stands at about 6'4", making him the second tallest person at the Nationals event. The player that brings the heat, we have FM Shanks at number 5. If you asked me to name a single individual in the Catan scene that I know would have my back in a heated debate, it would be this guy. Acting as a doctor in profession, he has what I'd consider to be the closest to my mindset in the morals and ambiguity in the Catan scene. This led to us becoming quite good friends, as someone who was willing to not only put time and effort into the scene as a volunteer, but be publicly outspoken is generally unheard of. Shanks by some may come across as a hothead, but I have seen past this and see a talented player who is fueled by a passion to improve in their game. For actual Catan feats, Shanks is Brazilian's national champion, the winner of MSO 2024, and holds the current record for most qualifications in Catan championships Div 1 at 22, ranking number 1 in a fair portion of them. With a 40% win rate in 150 Catan championship games, it's clear to see consistency is in Shanks' favor. He was also a finalist in both a PCL and PL KOC final. Fun fact about Shanks is that he has been heavily involved in all of the Catan discords, offering a bit of flair to our list. Number 4, Bo Pang. We have one of the most recognized names on this list. If you ask the average player who they knew, they'd more than likely come up with this name. One of the most distinguished and recognized in-person tournament players, Bo offers several incredible feats under his belt, including but not limited to USA 2021 Catan National Champion, 2024 America's Champion, several in-person Catan US National Qualifiers, majority of which took place in New York. A finalist in Colonists' first Seafarers tournament, which involved over 100 participants. With these accomplishments, Bo has taken up narration of several Catan events, notably Catan National USA 2023 finals. Bo is incredibly analytical and strategic. Unlike most, he takes his game outside of the game in an incredibly unique perspective. It's been noted that he has created spreadsheets and models for Catan probability, showing he is a clear genius in the game's statistical analysis. Outside of this, I find that he has a pleasant and engaging personality, which is shown both in his personal mannerisms and in several game highlights with him. A fun fact about Bo, pulled from a Colonist interview, is that in his peak condition, he could squat 3 plates and deadlift 4 plates for 5 reps each. Alright, we got a big swinger coming in here at number 3, Falco32. Falco has taken the Catan scene by storm within just a few years, holding a huge list of feats. Representing Croatia in repeated national qualifiers, making semis, and winning a Croatian regional, he has proven himself in standards most have not. He also, as of writing this, was a finalist in the most events out of any individual period. Nearly a dozen Catan championships, 2 King of Catan base seasons, 3 Catan community tournaments, PCL and PL for KOC, and also holds an impressive 3 wins in the Bandit Bowl with 3 Catan championship titles under his belt. Past feats alone, Falco is one of Catan's greatest intellectuals, always taking his time to calculate each move with precision. If he gets a strong or weak sheep setup, you best be prepared to take a beating. An individual that everyone can learn from. I hold such a high regard for Falco's ethics in any game he participates in. I wonder what the 32 in his name stands for. At this point, it might just be tournament wins. A fun fact about Falco is that when he goes silent in voice chat, it's because he's about to end the game, and that's just something I've picked up on after watching countless of games with him. Alright, before you rage at me in the comments, I already know of the name you're thinking of, and yes, that's right, it rhymes with number 2. We got Dandy Drew. The undisputed rock star from our last list has taken a bit of a rise. This man has put countless hours of time and effort into educating viewers on how the competitive Catan scene is really played. By far one of the best sources of information out there, and is crowned as the inventor of the strategy side-by-side, which involves putting 2 settlements near proximity of each other to play a hybrid strategy. A personal tidbit that I really enjoy about Dandy is that he holds a strong appreciation for the road strategy as a win condition, compared to what is typically defined as the meta development card strategy. For feats, I could write a book. But seriously, he holds the record for the most Catan community tournament wins, has Catan championship titles under his belt, has hit top 10 in both Colonist and Catan Universe, has won several US qualifiers, and performed second in the Settlers League. A lot more can be said about this man, but a fun fact about him is that he has similar music taste to me in rock, and he plays guitar. And for number 1, yes, this has not and will not be expected to change in the near future. Rayman 200 is, in my personal experience of 5 years, the best player the competitive scene has to offer. Winner of 3 King of Catan Premier League seasons, finalist in 4, winner of Champs Division 1 season 3 times, and countless of wins in the Catan community tournaments for both Cities and Knights and Base, while also achieving number 1 ranked in Colonist. Rayman also holds a 45% win rate in 30 out of 66 games played in the Premier League, which is the highest out of anyone on this list with a meaningful sample size. Rayman has also qualified for Canadian Nationals, but unfortunately had to withdraw from this event. Rayman is an incredibly kind and genuine person and is well liked and received by everyone for his authentic and giving personality. I have yet to see this man angry in the many of games we've played together, and having someone that challenges the stereotype of Catan players being ragers is something that should be recognized. A fun fact about Rayman is that he offers an incredibly strong development card game while constructing his base strategy on trust and good faith of his reputation to ensure deals and negotiations go through. A top tier, est-ranked player, indisputably. You've made it to the end. Thank you very much for tuning into this video. If you've enjoyed it, definitely stay tuned for more by checking out some of my socials in the description. And let me know what you think of the list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think I missed out on any big names or people you felt deserve recognition? All feedback is welcome, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Till next time, Shades out.